Welcome to another Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I am Benjamin, and today I want to share with you an unusual theme, but a theme nonetheless, and a theme that you might be able to add to with minimal effort, although you probably haven't thought about this as a theme. How many of you guys, go on, hold up your hand, have watched Deadpool or Deadpool and Wolverine recently? I admit that I don't tell my mom and my dad anymore when I go and see movies that I should not see. And these movies were funny enough that I'm pretty sure that they would disapprove. But there is something pretty funny that happens in these movies. And periodically throughout the movies, Deadpool likes to turn, look at the camera, and have a conversation with me as an audience. So today I'm going to share with you banknotes where people that are on the banknotes or objects on the banknotes seem to be looking into the camera of the banknote and trying to catch the holder of the banknote's eye. So this is a little bit of side eye and a whole lot of breaking the fourth wall, which is the subject of this Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I want you to press the like and subscribe button and watch any of the other 250 videos that aren't this crazy. But this is still pretty cool, and I got several notes that I'm going to share with you, starting with this Luxembourg 50 franc. And on this 50 francs, we have somebody who's not giving us any side eye at all. But when we turn this note over, take a look at this and tell me if it doesn't chill you to the bone. It looks like we're at a machinery shop. They're doing some sort of molding, and this looks like a whole lot of sparks arcing out of something. And I think it's pretty cool. It may be the casting and, the sparks you would see, in an oil, or I'm sorry, in like an iron works. And over here on this side, you have a gentleman, and he's giving you the stink eye. You see that right there? He's like, who are you to mess up my shift and get me reprimanded after you leave here taking my picture? He's probably not feeling like that. He's probably wishing he had an iced Coke or some sort of beverage that has ice cubes in it. Europe, give your people ice cubes. And he's probably just thinking he was anywhere but here, getting his picture taken to appear on a banknote. Let's move to another side-eye banknote, this time Brazil. And we have a 50,000 cruzeiros. And I don't see the side-eye on this side of the note. It's an interesting note, though. And it looks like you have a couple of men sailing on a raft, which is, surprisingly enough, a theme that you see sometimes I've seen on multiple banknotes of Brazil. But when we turn this note over, we have a little scene, and I don't know what the scene is for. It may be some sort of holiday, but it looks like there's people dressed up in costumes. Here on the far right, looks like we have I would want to assume it's a child, but it could be a grown folk. But it looks like they're riding on a hobby horse. And I don't know about y'all, but here in America, we have little stick ponies that we used to ride when we were little kids, much in the same manner as this gentleman here. And then over here, we have somebody else who's given another character on the banknote the side eye. Like, what you doing, Willis? And then here in the middle, we have a cow. So this note could be on one of my cow videos, but we have the person wearing the cow costume looking you dead in the eye, going like, what you doing looking at me in a cow costume? And the first time I realized I was getting the stare down, I was pretty impressed, because I think eyes are one of the harder things to do on a banknote. Let's move to Zambia to a 2 kwacha. And somebody explained to me that this was a fish eagle, and I want to honor what I've learned. I'm trying to keep that in my mind, that it is a fish eagle, not some kind of vulture. And when we turn this note over, who do we have giving us the side eye? Or breaking the fourth wall? And I think that it's not this critter right here. And I think it's not the chain breaker right here, because his eyes seem to be looking this way. But here in this market scene, it looks like the lady is trying to sell us some sort of fruit. You see that? She's just looking dead at us. And I think that that's pretty impressive. Let's go back to South America and take a look at this Peruvian note. This is a 500 intis, and this shows an image of Tupac Amaru. He had some good hair, y'all. He had some good hair. And let's turn it over and take a look at the back side. This banknote is going to appear in another theme video where I call it tourist snapshots, because here we have a beautiful mountain, and in the foreground we have a tourist, and I feel like whoever engraved this note just got somebody's vacation picture and carved it and included the included the man in it. And the man looks like he's hamming it up for the camera or the engraver of this banknote. And in fact, he looks like he's giving us, like, hey, like people smile or put their thumbs up whenever they have themselves in front of a beautiful scene. But do you see him there? A tourist just looking you right in the eye. And here's a camp, and here's another tourist, and beautiful mountains in the backgrounds, and I'm sure are the Andes Mountains. Let's move on to the final note I have for you in this theme of breaking the fourth wall. And we have, from Vietnam, a Nam Dong, or a 5 Dong. And I have to be honest with y'all, I love Vietnamese notes, but I can't always tell if it's a transitional note, a South Vietnamese note, a North Vietnamese rebel note, or a North Vietnamese note that has just become the one banknote of Vietnam. But in this case, we do have peasants who are working the fields, and they're harvesting leaves, so it could be tea, and they've got guns strapped to their bodies. So this warlikeness tends to make me think it's transitional or North Vietnamese. I can't pretend to read these. About all I can recognize is it says Vietnam. Although it does say Mein Nam, Vietnam, and so I know that Nam in Korean is South, so who knows? Maybe it is South Vietnamese. But on this page, there's no eye contact among the field workers. Let's turn this note over. Here we go. We have a jungle scene, and we have people carrying bigger armaments. And yeah, it looks like the front two are breaking the, I wouldn't know what we're calling it. They're breaking the fourth wall by staring at you in the eye. They have a nice expression on their face. So whoever took the picture that they engraved this note from must have been a popular person indeed. But here you go. 5 notes breaking the fourth wall. Giving us the side eye. Is this a note is this a theme you can add a note to? If you can, please do so. Be sure you like and subscribe and watch my other 250 videos. Have a jewel of a day.